This is Javier Franco, Steps for Success, life coach, perspective from my porch. I'm sitting here in my hometown in front of my storage shed. Today, I want to talk to y'all about setting goals for yourself and what kind of goals that you have. Some people set goals, personal goals, to become a better person. The best goal that I can think about right now, that possibly almost everybody says, is losing weight. And a lot of people don't achieve that because, in my opinion, we're not conditioning our mind and our brain to change our way of thinking and our way of life. Um, some years ago, I had a stroke, and one of the things that my physical therapist told me one day, he said, Javier, you need to remember you had a stroke. You're not able to do what you used to be able to do. And he said, when you accept that, you'll do better. I wasn't able to accept the fact that I had a stroke and that it affected my right side and that it affected some other things. But when I finally decided to make that change in my mind, I started rethinking the way I was going to live. I didn't give up. I just restarted and thought differently about what I need to do. In our lives, when we set goals, we we need to set a short-term goal, mid-term goal, and a long-term goal. In order for us to get to the long-term goal, we have to make sure that we have steps to get there. Sometimes we skip all those steps and we get frustrated because we cannot achieve what we want to do. One of the examples that I can give you is football. I love football. Uh, our hometown team was playing his biggest rival some years ago, about 12 years ago probably, and it was a very memorable game. When those two teams play each other, it's a very memorable game. Uh, the visiting team, we were the visiting team. They got out there and they passed the ball 4 or 5 times. They passed it, touchdown. And then our team came back and they got the ball, and at the time we weren't a passing team. So they got the ball and they ran slowly, 2 or 3 yards at a time, 2 or 3 yards at a time, first down, and then they get to the goal line and they score. It took some time, but they got there. Next thing you know, the next quarter starts. The other team gets the ball. They pass 3 or 4 times, touchdown. And this went on through the night. They went on through the night doing this back and forth, and they would pass the ball 4 or 5 times, no more than 5, 6 times, and they would score. Our hometown team would run, and they would score. And they both couldn't stop each other until the other team made a mistake, and our hometown team caught the ball and ran into the touchdown. And we all went crazy. So then we kicked the ball to them and they fumbled. At that point, the team had made a crucial mistake. The final goal came out that our hometown. Here's the problem. Here's the situation. The other team scored. Now that I remember, the other team scored 3 points, and we had to score in order to win the game. They had the ball towards the end. People were leaving because there was no way that our hometown team was going to win. Our team, the kid, the quarterback threw the ball for some reason, and Sweetwater, our team caught the ball, and they ran in. Next thing you know, people didn't know that they had scored because a lot of people had left, and we went around telling everybody they scored, they scored, they scored. We won, we won. We beat them, we beat them. The reason I tell that story, and I love telling that story, is because of the fact that they never gave up. Their little short-term goals worked for them. The other team made a mistake, and when you make a mistake, you have to suffer the consequences. A lot of times later on, the other team went on to make it into the playoffs. By the way, They learn from their mistakes. They learn from what they had done wrong. If you don't learn from the mistakes, your short-term goals are going to teach you mistakes that you have in your plan. Your short-term goals are going to teach you what obstacles are going to come along. As we go through our steps, as we go through the midterm goal, we're going to run into some other obstacles. As I was cleaning my storage shed today, I ran into some obstacles. So I sat down, reevaluated, we looked at the situation, and then I eventually went to my long-term goal and I finished it. But I went through a process of thinking. Some of the most successful businesses that I know are businesses that uh, they studied the situation, they studied what they wanted to do, they made up their mind what they wanted to do, and then at that point they made the study, the marketing study, the business study. Did this town need that business? And if they needed it, how and where were they going to place that business? Because like I say, location. That's a famous saying. Location. Uh, were they willing to make mistakes? Yeah, they made mistakes. Were they willing to learn from those mistakes? Yes, they learned from those mistakes. Once again, we get to the point. If you're not learning from your mistakes and you're doing the same thing over and over, then you're not going to achieve these goals. Uh, I told somebody, what is your goal? I want to become a millionaire. So then in that situation, you're going to have to change your mindset and your lifestyle in order to achieve that goal. It can be achieved, but you're going to have to set your mind to a different perspective. Uh, when we lose weight, when we're trying to lose weight, we have to set our mind to a different way of thinking. We have to think different about the way we eat. We have to think different about if and when we exercise. We have to think about eating out. We have to change all that stuff in our minds in order to achieve the goals. People put out all kinds of plans and all kinds of how to do it. But honestly, the first thing you have to do is change your mind and make it a change to say, I'm going to do this. And in order for me to achieve my goal, I'm going to have to change friends. I'm going to have to change my lifestyle. I'm going to have to change, well, not so much to change. I'm going to have to make changes in my friends. If they're negative, then I'm going to have to let them loose for a while, because they will be the ones who bring you down. So as you go through your goals, you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to change the way you think, the way you live. You're going to have to make changes. You're going to have to work hard. There's going to be a lot of sweat, and people say there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There's going to be a lot of sweat. There's going to be a lot of tears, and you're going to want to stop at some point. That's when your friends are very important. You have to have a support team. That support team is really important, because if they see you fail, they're the ones who are going to come back and say, okay, let's look at this. Let's reevaluate it. Let's get to another point. The hardest thing we do at times is accept friends, for help from friends, because we have pride and we don't want to accept the help from anybody. Oh, I want to be myself. I want to do it myself. I heard something the other day. They said there's no such thing as a self-made success story, because somebody was there to help them. Somebody was there to encourage them. Somebody was there. Um, and the way you view success is going to be up to you. How do you view success? What is your success? Today, my success was cleaning out the front. There's 2 rooms in my storage shed. My long-term goal, my view was to clean out the front part of my storage shed. I achieved it. Uh, Next week, my goal is to clean out the back part of the storage shed, and I'll redo it. And then I'll clean out the outside, throw stuff away. So those are my goals, achievable goals, things that I know I can do. Will I fail? I will get tired. Will I not want to do it because I'm tired? Yes. But that's when friends come along and say, hey, I can help you. I can do what we need to do. Accepting that friendship, accepting that which we need. Um, Thank you for listening. Look at your goals. If you need help in achieving those goals, give me a call. Find me on Facebook, Javier Franco, Javier Soto Franco, I'm sorry. Um, and I'll now help you along with your goals. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you later, and I hope you have a great day.